I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving and got to spend some good quality time with loved ones. Here in Florida, we decided to go out and eat at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse for Thanksgiving this year, just as a way of maybe pushing back a little bit against all of the restrictions. We had an absolutely great time, and it was completely normal. You would not have known anything was going on, and I will let you use your imagination to figure out what I mean by that. There was absolutely no way, if you walked into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, you would have known anything was amiss. So, going forward, the Democrats have won a battle, but they've lost a war. And the president kind of alluded to this. In today's video, I'm going to show you more evidence of this. Some videos back, I used this picture to try to illustrate a point about blue versus red and the reality that Democrats know is coming. You see, they have to continually find some place to dig new blue voters out of. And in this particular case of the last election, blue co-conspirators. Because believe me, I agree, there was definitely something not right going on in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona. But what you can't deny, though, is that they wanted Florida and they didn't get it. They wanted Ohio and North Carolina and they didn't get it. You see, they didn't have enough co-conspirators to get that job done here. But they've done something now they're never going to be able to recover from. They have tainted their blue pool, meaning the youth of this country. That pool is no longer someplace where they can just go drop down their dipper and come out with a whole bunch of blue votes. Because they're going to remember. Kids remember when they become adults. They remember who they were and what they went through. We know that the Antifa and BLM, that they're collapsing. Everybody knew that was going to happen, that was only a temporary thing. But the president said, quote, "We're like a third world country." Trump says he will leave White House if Electoral College certifies rigged election results. Now, reading between the lines, he's saying something here. You see, what I read from this is that, I don't want to be president of a third world country. Let them have it. The world saw what happened. And they know it was rigged. You know it was rigged. I know it was rigged. And those who cheated, the first words out of their mouth, "You can't prove anything," pretty much saying, "We destroyed the evidence, that's how we know." But it's already starting, guys. It's only November, and it's already starting. This is the AP. AP, the great high and holy prophet of all things good, right, and true, according to social media. Biden's win hides a dire warning for Democrats in rural U.S. You see, this is the shift that people aren't seeing. Shifting away from voting for a person and starting to vote for an idea of conservatism. Not just a person who says they represent it. Now, this is the game, and this is the best way to illustrate this idea, that the Democrats have played very well for years and years, and it's worked like a charm. This is their blue pool, so to speak. The youth, the ones that they can manipulate emotionally. They say, "Don't you want to be one of the cool kids?" Cool kids are Democrats. Republicans, oh, that's the party of your parents. That's the party of your grandparents. Those uncool people. They're the ones that want to send you to your room. They're the ones that are making up all the bogus rules and not letting you party, not letting you have a good time. The whole okay boomer thing ring a bell? You see, that was the idea that the Democrats wanted to put out there, and it was successful for a minute. However, this has been the reality for most of the youth for this year. Constant lockdown. And kids are simple-minded. They really are simple-minded. In the sense that, well, Trump is president, and we're in lockdown, so therefore it must be his fault. Of course it's not his fault. Of course it's not his fault. They just want to be done with it. I mean, for them, this was the go to your room forever command to actually come to life. Now, remember, they thought voting Democrat was cool kid, right? Well, guess what? All those cool kid Democrats are looking a whole lot more like their parents and grandparents, condescending to them, lecturing them, yelling at them, making their life worse, promising another year of lockdown, more lockdowns, more restrictions, less fun. You see, that's what's going to be on their plate. That's what they are going to have to own. This is why I said their blue pool is now tainted. They are destroying that relationship. I've said before, never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. Sun Tzu said that. Never interrupt your enemy. Actually, it might have been Napoleon. I'm not sure. One of the two said that. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. And right now, the Democrats are making a giant one. Have already made, actually, irreparably, one that is going to have reverberations for generations. These kids are going to remember who it was that brought them to the brink of the breaking point when they were kids. They're going to remember. They're going to remember names like Gretchen Whitmer. They're going to remember Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. They're going to remember these people. Now, conversely, this is what they're going to have wanted, have longed for. This is the wharf in Florida. There's articles all over about it. It opened up, and it absolutely got crammed first night with tons and tons of youth not wearing masks, drinking, carousing, partying, having a good time. But wait a minute. You see, this is blue Florida. The wharf's down Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach. Okay, these are all supposedly the liberal kids, right? You would have thought they would have been much more in tune with their Democrat masters, and they would have not done that. You see, something else motivated them other than politics. Their own self-interest. As we know, kids will always do. So this is going to be their desire to get back to something like this. Whoever says, you know what? Have you had enough of the Democrats yet? Have you had enough of lockdown yet? That's who they're going to go for. Because this is their dream. The time they're 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way through high school, spring break, college. This is their dream. This is what they want to do. This is what they want life to be like. And there's one party right out there right now saying, this might never be a reality ever again. Please, they're making this mistake. Let them continue. And in 4 years, see if I can adjust the light here. Sorry about that. And the focus. Yikes. Hold on a second, guys. There we go. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened to my camera. In 4 years, as I was saying, she steps up to the plate and she starts asking kids across America, you had enough yet? See, those kids that are 15 now are going to be 19 then and able to vote. Those kids that are 17 now are going to be 21 then. They're going to be in college. They're going to be educated. And they're going to understand, wow, 4 years of Biden and Harris, I wasn't able to go on spring break once. You think they're going to vote for that? You think they're going to vote for 4 more years of that? Because that's what the promise is. That's what the promise is. They're already saying this is going to be the case. We need to lock everything back down. We need national mask mandates. We need all of these things. And they have one group of voters they cannot afford to lose. And that's the youth. And they are literally destroying their relationship with the youth of America as we speak. Guys, don't interrupt them. Don't interrupt them. Lose this battle, we win the war. Lose this battle, and we win the war. The courts are already lost to the Democrats for generations. Cuomo just got his wake-up call, and he admitted that. The court's different now. There's nothing that can be done. He got defeated on a religious argument that they had up in New York. The legislature of this country is split. Conservatives control the Senate, but in 2 years, they can kiss the House goodbye, and we'll control that. And then 2 years after that, guys, 2 years after that, we can take the White House back and go forward with a presidency, with control of the legislature, and control of the courts, and fix this country. This was the perfect time to lose a battle. This was a perfect time to lose a battle, because it's going to give us an opportunity to put on display what they really are. People said, oh, if we let Obama win, that'll be the end of the country, and a conservative will never, ever win again. We'll never have it. Trump wins. The 8 years of Obama led to Trump. People watching what he did for those 8 years led to Trump. That's why they had to cheat this time. But they won't get away with it next time, because now the final axe has dropped. Those that colluded are going to be gone. Those that colluded are going to be gone. Because they're just not going to vote for this. They're not going to do it. They're going to remember these kids are going to become adults. They're going to become adults that remember we voted Democrat and we screwed up. We believed what they said and we screwed up. And when these kids become adults and they can articulate that as adults in 5-10 years from now, you're going to see the greatest wave of conservative change in this country that has ever been. It's going to outstrip what Reagan did because of what the Democrats did to these youth. Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. Guys, don't interrupt him. Don't interrupt him. Let him do. Let him do. It'll be a sacrifice for us, yes. But the long term, guys, it's going to bring about things that you couldn't even have dreamed about 10 years ago. And I'll leave it there. Like, share, subscribe.